The Leafs winning ways continue once again tonight. Obviously a beautiful Friday night, and we get to see the Leafs beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-3. Well, maybe not really the Buffalo Sabres, more or less the Rochester Americans, but it's a 5-3 win for the Leafs nonetheless. This is not a game we're going to be looking at and saying that's the way you got to play on a consistent basis, because you're not playing a team that you're going to be playing in the regular season. You're not going to be facing most of those guys. And the key guys were not playing today. Kyle Okposo, Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart, Rasmus Ristolainen, Jason Pominville. I know there's more, but Rasmus Dahlin, for goodness sakes. None of them were playing in this game. So you don't look at this game as a grinded out, we're playing the Buffalo Sabres type of game. But the key to this one, you saw Sparks and McElhinney again. Obviously, the big question going into the season is obviously William Nylander, but the second question is the backup situation. Who's it going to be, McElhinney or Sparks? If you guys did not listen to the podcast today, I uploaded that, I guess a little while ago. It was probably about 2:30. It was uploaded, guys. The podcast channel and for the podcast iTunes link, all that's down in the description below. Go listen up and go have a listen. I hope you guys enjoy it. But in that discussion, we were talking about McElhinney and Sparks, and I personally think McElhinney should be the guy, and it's McElhinney's spot to lose to Garrett Sparks. Because McElhinney's been so good since he was acquired, and he has been stellar almost every other game since. The big moment for all of us is that big save on Sidney Crosby in Game 81 when we clinched the playoff spot, right? But then last year, he set career highs for him in almost every category. And then, so it's his spot to lose. Garrett Sparks got the start today. McElhinney was going to come in to back him up in this one. Switch from Game 1. McElhinney started Game 1, and Sparks came in. Now it's flipped. Sparks gets the start in this one, all right? So 30 seconds into the game, however, Buffalo scores. Now, I'm not going to rip on Garrett Sparks, even though that was not a good goal on his part. I'll get to it in a second. But McElhinney in the first game gave up a goal and 21 seconds in. Now, no matter how bad the goals were on each end, I mean, McElhinney, I didn't think that he had a chance on that play in his first game. But, I mean, whatever. If he did, he did, and it went in the back of the net. But he rebounded and didn't allow a goal the rest of the way. 30 seconds in, they put a shot on Sparks, which he should smother in his chest, but instead it bounces out. They get the rebound and literally just slide it 5-hole on him. That's a play you want back, and that's a save you want back if you're Garrett Sparks. However, we've talked about it before. This Leafs offense, even without Auston Matthews and Patrick Marleau and William Nylander for that matter, you don't need them, I guess, in a game like this because you got Ron Hainsey. The Leafs enter the zone. They get some puck presence down low, and they get it back to the point to Ron Hainsey, and he fires it on net, and it finds a way into the back of the net. Looks like it was possibly a Kadri tip. It was not. And directly into the back of the net, Ron Hainsey's first goal of the preseason. The Leafs have tied the game up. It is a 1-1 game, and we're 48 seconds into the game. Oh, but it gets more intense. 23 seconds after that, Pierre Engvall finishes off a beautiful feed from Colin Greening. And the Leafs take a 2-1 lead, and we're only a minute 11 into the game. Rasmus Sandin, the Sandman, grabs a secondary assist on that play. And I got to say, guys, Pierre Engvall was really good today. His legs were going, he was using his speed, and he had a ton of quality opportunities to put the puck in the net. I was really impressed with him. Oh, but just 2.5 minutes after that, yeah, we're not done just yet. Mitch Marner comes down the wing and tees it up, kind of drops it for Timothy Liljegren, who blasts it. Big save, problem, big rebound, and the defenseman is lying down. The goalie's lying down, and who has the puck? Who's 91? Stamkos? Oh, John Tavares has the puck, and goalie's lying down. I mean, this is pretty much money. He roofs it into the top of the net, top half of the net, I guess. And just like that, the Leafs have a 3-1 lead. We're not even 4 minutes into the game. Now, I know we're playing some youngsters, so we're going to take it easy a little bit. But, I mean, they end up coming on strong, though. The problem is, Smith ends up scoring. Who is this? Smith. Craig Smith? C.J. Smith. Never heard of him. He scores his first of the year assist by Baptiste. Tage Thompson scores his first goal. And just like that, and then that Tage Thompson goal was in the second period, may I add. And just like that, it's 3-3. all 3 goals on Garrett Sparks, and Sparks ends up leaving the game halfway through the second period, of course. 3 goals, 11 shots, and a couple of them he wants back. Now, the Tage Thompson one, that was just a gorgeous goal. Beautiful toe drag around Connor Carrick, and then a snip show. The other one, not so much. But it's okay. I mean, it's preseason. This is what we live for, right? You live for the ups and downs. Now Curtis McElhinney comes in, and the game is tied at 3s. 4 minutes after the Tage Thompson marker, Leafs win the draw, and the puck just kind of finds a way. It's battling between a few guys, and it finds its way to the goalie, and Chris Mueller has the last whack at it as it beats the goalie somehow, and the Leafs take a 4-3 lead. I'm not sure what happened on the play, but nonetheless, puck is in the back of the net, and the Leafs have the 4-3 lead, and we're only halfway through the hockey game. But Curtis McElhinney, guys, shows why he is the backup for this team. The rest of the game, he makes some big saves and saves all 21 shots. Even some big shots late in the game. And then John Tavares just strips some guy at around their circle in their own end with an empty net and just skates to the middle. Backhand back in the net. Thank you very much. His second goal of the game, 4th of the preseason. 2 goals in each game for John Tavares. Just another day in the office for JT. And the Leafs win 5-3. Story of today's game, though. Curtis McElhinney continues to play solid hockey. The only goal he has given up so far in preseason, the first shot of preseason, period. And that was off a terrible turnover from Nazem Kadri, and it was a tic-tac-toe right after that, right in the back of the net. Too quick to even realize what the heck just happened. And after that, he saved, it was 1 goal and 13 shots, or was it 13 saves? I think it was 1 goal and 13 shots, so he has 33 consecutive saves. And if you want to go this way, he's got probably, math, like 3 periods of shutout hockey, or 2.5, or however you want to do the math, because they split halfway through the game and all that stuff. Maybe a game and a half, or whatever it is. Or, no, I think it's probably a game, because they played half a game each. There you go, a full game, and he's only given up 1 goal on 33 shots. Pretty good for Curtis McElhinney, and that normally, with this Leaf offense, is a victory. Now, again, like I said, we can't really look into this game too much because you're not really playing the real Buffalo Sabres. But who did impress me in this hockey game? I don't want to say John Tavares, because, I mean, he impresses us every game because he's in a Leafs jersey. That's just all there is to it. But I thought there was a couple guys that I was really impressed with. Obviously, one guy that I wanted to really see, Semyon Der-Arguchintsev, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Der-Arguchintsev. The 17-year-old just turned 18 last Saturday. Was our 3rd round pick in this past year's draft. The only pick that is still playing in preseason is Rasmus Sandin, and he was the 1st round pick. And I thought Der-Arguchintsev looked great. He was a +1 in the game, had a couple shots on net, had a beautiful little through the legs move he did. And the kid's just 18 years old now. He'll be playing full time with the Peter Petes in the OHL. But guys, that kid could be something. He's a smaller guy, but he's got the talent. Let's see what he can grow into. Now, let's talk about Sandin and Timothy Liljegren today. I thought they took a lot more risks in this game, and they did a lot of plays where it would work in junior and sometimes in the AHL, but in the NHL you're not going to be able to do that. I saw a couple of Rasmus Sandins where he backhands pucks through the middle of the ice and it gets picked off. Maybe in the OHL when players aren't as good at hand-eye coordination, really. They're still great, don't get me wrong, but they're not as good as NHL players at that. And they got picked off quite a few times from him. Also give up a 2-on-1 and then not a great slide on his play. Went right by the play. There's a couple plays in his sense that he wasn't great. But I thought overall, as an 18-year-old, he looks all right out there. And same with Timothy Liljegren. We know he has the shot. He has the offensive capabilities. But what can he turn into a two-way defenseman, an all-around good defenseman? Only time will tell. We know what Sandin's going to be in Rogel this year. We know Timothy Liljegren is going to be with the Marlies this year. That's just period. There's no way they're cracking lineups or anything like that. That's just not happening. Mike Babcock already came out and said it, and I don't blame him because it's just unrealistic. All right? But I'm really impressed with this team and what they've shown so far. Are there things they should tweak? Of course. But if Sparks is going to be in the AHL, he's not going to be playing in an NHL game, so there you go. There is to it. But some people love Garrett Sparks and want to see him in the NHL, so there's those feelings too. Next up for the Leafs, they take on the Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo, the home and home against the Sabres. Freddie Anderson and Carter Hutton going tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to be seeing the Matthews line out tomorrow, and the fourth line of Par Lindbaum, Andreas Janssen, and Kapanen. That line's going to be out there, or at least those three guys. Whether it's the same line or not, I'm not sure. And it's probably going to be against the full-on attack for the Buffalo Sabres. It's not going to be an easy one tomorrow. Freddie might be tested. But that's what you want to see in preseason. Getting guys working. And I just got an update on my recording thing. Thanks very much. But guys, I really do appreciate all your support. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the win again today, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. And the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? What were the good things, the bad things? What'd you think of Semyon Der-Arguchintsev? What'd you think of John Tavares? Also, backup goalie situation. What is your opinion on that? And you know, all that great stuff. Comment all that stuff down below, guys. And Evan and I will talk to you guys sometime next week. We'll have to figure that out. Podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Guys, Twitter is down below as well. Follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys shortly, Jays edition, as they're getting their butt wiped against the Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, it's over. It's 11-3 final, so it'll be coming out fairly shortly. And we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow. It'll be at my girlfriend's place. It's her father's birthday, so you know we're going to be going out for dinner and all that. So I'll be at her place tomorrow for the Jays and the Leafs video. Just a heads up there. 7 o'clock puck drop. What's the name of the place now? It's changed like a few times lately. The KeyBank Center in Buffalo as the Leafs take on the Sabres in their Game 2 of their home and home series. The Leafs look to go 4-0 in preseason play so far and look to continue the roll going in Game 2 of Freddie Anderson's performance. What are we going to see? We're going to have to wait and see. We'll talk to you guys then.